can't see me, so I am sort of using a combination of things to make this happen. Okay, there we go. There we go. And I think you guys can hear me. Okay. So I'm using my rear facing camera instead of my front facing camera because I wanted to be able to try something. So, anywho, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stacey Flowers, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over my April 2021 budget. I am a student of Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. I'm on a journey to become 100% debt free. My current debt is right around $79,700. I'm rounding up to the nearest whole dollar. I'm on baby step number 2 to repay all of my debts, and in this video, I'm going to be doing my budget for the month of April live, and I'm going to be budgeting an income of $20,000. So if you're interested in that, please keep watching. I'm just gonna adjust you guys just a little bit. So obviously I haven't been here in a while. And where do I want to start? I think the first thing I want to say is that I'm still very much a student in this financial journey. I am in a different place as a student, and that is hitting me a lot harder than I thought it would hit me. Like, I thought that I would go from like, oh, you know, I know how to manage money, to like, I don't know, easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. Like, I just thought that I would be I thought that I would feel different. I thought that I would just be in a different place. But nope, turns out managing a lot of money is work in the same way that managing a little bit of money is work. Like, both of them entails work. The work is just very different. And then documenting the process of managing more money is very different than documenting the process of not managing as much money, is at least what I'm discovering as I've been trying to document this journey. So with that said, I'm just saying out loud for myself just to remember that I am a student, and there is no amount of money that I can earn in a month or in a lifetime. I guess that's not a fair statement. So long as I'm on this journey, there isn't an amount of money that I can earn in a month or a year that suddenly kicks me out of being a student. Like, I am no longer a student once I have passed the class, and the class I'm taking is becoming 100% debt free. And I'm saying that out loud because I need to remind myself, because I am feeling some type of way about how much I'm earning, how I'm feeling about how much I'm earning, and then also not being debt free and how I'm feeling about that. So all that to say, I'm 100% a student. This month I'm going to be budgeting $20K. That is $20K net for those of you guys who are new to the channel. What I've also decided to do to help deal with all the stuff that's coming up in my mind, and I'm hoping to get back to being consistent with sharing this financial journey, is I've decided how I'm going to pay myself for the remaining 9 months of the year. So I'm going to pay myself $20K the first month of each quarter, and then the subsequent months in the quarter, I'm going to pay myself $10K. So if you are doing the math on that, that means this year I will pay myself $160K net. Now, that is subject to change. That is a decision that I made in the last couple of weeks, because the angst that I have been having around my income, this journey, sharing, etc., is causing me to just not share it all. And I don't want to do that, because this is giving me incredible accountability. And so it's helpful for me to sort of maybe set like the goal, but also have a number that I can wrap my mind around, because I was feeling all types of feelings. One of the feelings I was feeling is I was feeling really ashamed for how much money I was making, which surprised me. I was just like, you inherently feel bad for how much you're making? And the answer to that question is yes. And so to help me to process that, I thought about, because I don't feel any shame around how much my business makes, which obviously my business makes more than I make, because I'm paid for my business. Don't feel any shame about that, but just me being an individual person, like if you add up what I made this month in the first month of January, that's someone's salary. And I'm just out here making it in a month. And it's quite uncomfortable. And I didn't realize how uncomfortable I was until I noticed how inconsistent I was being in content production. And I think before I had excuses, and now I just don't have excuses for not having content. And it's because I'm uncomfortable. And I'm like, oh, that's why. You don't want to be on camera. You don't want to talk to anybody about anything because you're uncomfortable. And I think I wasn't comfortable before as well, but I gave myself more grace because I'm like, oh, you're a student. Whatever you say, it's fine. And I think that through no fault of you all's or anyone else, once my income hit a certain amount, I was like, oh, you don't get to make mistakes anymore. You don't get to still be having issues. Like, it was like suddenly, like, I just had no grace for myself because I'm like, you make too much money to be having any negative experiences at all. You make too much money to be making mistakes. Like, I just sort of started to treat myself really poorly and mentally treat myself poorly, but not like actually. And so, did I turn off? Hold on, guys. I didn't put the chat on for this. Give me a second. I did not mean to disable the chat for this video. I don't know how to turn that on. Oh, that's so sad. I don't know how to turn on the chat. Shoot. Chat is disabled. I wonder if it's disabled because, let me check something really quick and see if that changes it. Because I think because they have new rules, like, is this made for kids? Is it not made for kids? And I mean, this is going to be unfortunate if I can't get you guys' feedback. That's the whole point of all this accountability stuff. Okay, yeah, that's what it was. Okay. All right, there you go. I'm sorry about that. That was an accident. I did not mean to have the chat disabled. I lost my train of thought, though. So if the chat was disabled, you'll have to refresh. I lost my train of thought. I can't remember what I was talking about, but that's the big thing that's going on right now. There aren't any other major things that are going on outside of me reconciling the feelings that I'm having that are negatively impacting the consistency at which I would show up. Oh, that's what I was saying. Mentally, I just wasn't giving myself grace. I'm like, you don't get to make mistakes. You don't get to make errors. You don't get to, have any of those kinds of issues, and that's just not true. It's just something that I made up. It's no pressure that you guys put on me, anybody else put on me. It was just my own internal world about making money. I think it is also, and I'm gonna do another video about the feelings that I'm having about making as much money as I'm making, because they're not positive. I mean, immediate feelings are positive, but resting feelings, settling feelings are not positive by the stretch of anyone's imagination, and they need to be expressed because I do want to document this journey. And I had excuses because we had the worldwide global pause, and my son was those were valid reasons to not document, but I don't have those reasons now. And when I noticed I wasn't doing things that I love and adore, and I noticed I just wasn't doing things that I committed to, I was like, gotta check in, see what's going on. And you guys know that our thoughts inform our feelings inform our actions. So I had to figure out what I was feeling to figure out what I was thinking, so that way I could change what I was doing and ultimately show up consistently to produce amazing, spectacular content. Because what I want for anybody who's been following this journey is, one, for you to go on your own journey of just getting to a place of restoring your financial dignity, learning how to manage money. If you're like me and you're in debt, knowing that it's 1,150 million quadrillion % possible to literally pay off your debt within a relatively short period of time, even if you started with over $200,000. Come on, guys. Talk about how mind-blowing that is. I just want you to believe that that's possible. And as I've shared from the beginning, there's great accountability when the world is giving you feedback on what you're doing and not doing with your money. That is very, 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 very helpful to me. And then I think last but certainly not least, like I wanted it to be documented for myself, because honestly, if based off where I'm at right now, had I not documented where I started, I wouldn't believe it. Like there, like the exponential growth in my income, I just wouldn't have been able to believe it. And so I didn't want to keep having gaps in documentation. So I had to think through and clean up a lot of the feelings that were impeding that. So I am a student every first month of the quarter until further ado with me dealing with whatever I need to deal with. I will pay myself $20K the first month of the quarter and then $10K the remaining months of the quarter. That means my annual net salary this year will be $160,000, which does mean that I will be debt free this year. I am very excited about it. I'm excited and I'm also very nervous. I don't know what comes next. And yeah, I'm very excited about that. And also, once I gave myself sort of that sort of structure for paying myself net, it allowed me to be able to wrap my mind around, like, you're ashamed of making $160,000. Like, that's, first of all, you shouldn't be ashamed of how much you make, period. But you especially shouldn't be ashamed of making 160. You should not inherently feel like a bad person because you're making $160,000. And for whatever reason that I will continue to process, I was very, 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 very ashamed. And even if that number is more, even if I end up deciding, third quarter, I'm ready to bump that up or something, or, financially I can, and I'm emotionally ready to do that. Even if I made $200,000 or $250,000 this year, like, I should not, I don't like the word should, feeling ashamed is not a helpful emotion. So, but realizing that based off what I projected, I was feeling ashamed about 160, it helped me to be able to process the emotions more. And you guys know this journey has been very emotional for me from the beginning. I thought those emotions would go away. Haha, they don't. they're just very different. They are there. They're there. So that is all that I have. Actually, that's not all that I have. Things that will change in some of my expenses. So I believe it was in January, maybe it was in February, one of the 2 months that I did my budget. I had talked about how I had spoke to someone who was an employee for my apartment complex. I told them that I had a dog, and I, followed up on the dog fee, and they were like, oh, don't worry about it, so on and so forth. Well, I can't do that because that would be me being out of integrity with myself. I know that I'm supposed to pay a dog fee for my apartment. And here's the thing, and I'll talk about this in another video when it comes to money. One of the things that I'm learning is that the more honorable you are around money, the more money you have. And I'm not only doing it so that I can continue to have, I'm doing it because integrity is one of my top values. And I really want to release myself from the hustling, getting over, it's okay if nobody knows mentality around money. I just want to release it because one day I'm going to own an apartment complex. And what I don't want is for any of my residents to try to get over on a dog fee when they actually have a dog. I don't want that. So I don't want to practice the habits that I would hate to have in my tenants later. That's really the motivating thing. The motivating thing is my values. And then the second motivating thing is that in my future, like, I want tenants who respect my rules and my policies. And so even though there's an employee that's saying, don't worry about it, I'll look the other way, I don't want that anywhere inside of what is a part of my life. Like, I just want to maintain as much integrity as possible. Now, obviously, if I don't know about it, I don't know about it, but I do know about it. So that being said, the fee for my pet, it's a one-time fee of $350 added to my rent. So you guys will see that fee updated. My puppy is now, I probably should know this. He's a Libra. He was born October 21st, November, December, January, February, March. So he's about 5 months, going on 6 months. Five, almost 6 months. My puppy is getting older. And I I have been training him, but I want him to be well trained. I believe that happy puppies, happy dogs are well trained dogs, and my puppy is not well trained. He is me, first time puppy owner trained, and he listens to me, and he is great when I'm around, but I need him. You know how like you have a kid and you're like, your kid is only as good as they are when you're not around. As much as you think they're as good as they are when you are around, no, it's when you're not around, are they still, you know, able to maintain the same thing. So I am going to start training with my puppy. He is going to do a boarded training so that way the people can like really get in there, and then over time we will can like over a set amount of weeks, like I will go weekly for them to train me to be a better puppy mom is essentially what it's going to be. So the first initial cost for that, you guys will see that reflected, is $600. Yes, that is a ton of money. And that is how much I'm going to pay for it. After my puppy gets his general obedience and agility training, I am going to try to see if there is a place, and I don't know if this is a thing or not. I haven't done any research, so if you guys know, you can definitely put it in the comments. But I'm going to see if there's a place for him to go get additional emotional support training. Right now, he functions that way sort of naturally, but you guys know that I manage PTSD, and I would love to actually have a dog who is capable of responding to those experiences if they were to arise, when they arise. Thankfully, like, my life has been very easeful and peaceful despite some of the things that have come up. Like, I haven't had any sort of severe trigger trauma responses or anything like that, but in the event that I do, I would love for my puppy to be able to support me in managing that. So after he gets his general training, if there is some sort of emotional support training, I will send him to that as well. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think that here's another one. So you guys remember last year I was talking about the dental work that I was getting. So I did not finish my dental work last year. I do want to finish that now, and I believe the remaining, I've spent a lot of money on my teeth, and go to the dentist. First of all, that's just what I'm gonna say there. Go to the dentist. I didn't go to the dentist for a long time, so it's not the dentist's fault that I need all this dental work. And I didn't have dental insurance from like a corporation, which would have been amazing because this would have been a lot less expensive. But I believe that the remaining amount for my dental, which I do believe I can get all of my work finished in this month of April, will be right around $2,500. A little less than that, but I'm rounding up. So you guys will see that is a big number that is going to come out as well. So puppy costs and dental costs are the biggest unexpected numbers for the month of April. But I want to finish my dental stuff. I'm going to, oh man, I wanted to get new eyeglasses this month too. My glasses, they're not all the way broken, but they're like 80% broken. Oh, I don't want to wait another month. Okay, I'm also going to get some glasses this month. I don't know how much glasses cost though. Does anybody have a ballpark? If somebody can put in there a ballpark of what glasses cost, so I can just add that to the budget, because that would be something too that is also unexpected. Because when I go to the gym and when my family was here, my glasses kept falling off. So it's time. And I've had these frames for 7 years. I don't like to change things, guys. I've literally had my frames for 7 years. 7 years. That is amazing. So yeah, if there's a ballpark figure for a pair of good glasses or a company or whatever, my eye doctor is around the corner, but I don't necessarily have to get my frames from there. But I can't remember how much frames cost because I've just been replacing the frames in my glasses. So those are the only other expenses that are coming up in the month of April. Without further ado, I'm going to turn you around and we are going to get to doing my budget. So, ooh, over 300. Is that how much glasses cost? Is that with the eye exam too? Is that just the frame? Is that just the... I bought glasses. It was $150, but it was insurance, so about $300 without. LensCrafter often has sales. If you have prescription, you can get it. Some great frames for like $20. Yeah, no, I do. I have prescription. I do have prescription. Yeah, okay. All right, So I'll do on the higher end, just because chances are I'm gonna get a really um, solid pair of glasses. Um, because my last pair of glasses, I've had them for 7 years, so I keep things. So I rather invest and get a really, really great pair of glasses than not. And so, all right, I'm gonna turn you guys over, and then we are going to get started. That didn't stay, did it? All right, budget, budget, budget. Here we come. All right, can you guys see that? Yes. Yes, you can. I splurge with glasses because I need them. Laugh out loud. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I'll just do it on the higher end, and then what are eye exams like $79, and then contacts are like 100. Yeah, I'll just budget somewhere around 500 or so dollars for it. So you guys know, so my income this month is going to be 20K. You guys know I do 10% to my tithes, so that'll be 2,000. Is my arm in the way when I do it that way? Let me see if I go here. $2,000 to my tithes, then $2,000 to child support. Yes, I still pay child support. I will continue to pay child support, likely beyond the documentation of this journey. So yes, I'm not saving anything in my emergency fund, and this is April. I don't have any things coming up where I need to start a sinking fund. My son's birthday is coming up. Can you guys believe my son's gonna be 19? But I can't think of anything that we're saving for right now as it relates to that. So I'm gonna do my rent, which is $937, and then I'm going to add hold on, I wrote that number down. I believe it was $350 for my dog. Yes. I'm just gonna put it on this second line because this is the reason should I put it? Yes, the reason I'm putting it here is because this is an additional deposit that I'm paying as it relates to is that where it would go? Yes, this is an additional deposit as it relates to my housing. So that's why I'm putting it there. And then $575 for my renter's insurance. And then my electricity is not 25. Let me tell you something. Okay, so you guys know, before I decorated and stuff, I was living off the bare necessities, just the simple bare necessities. Well, when you don't live off the bare necessities, you have higher bills. So I had like a sconce installed, I have an air purifier, I have an air conditioner, I have a TV. I'm using a lot more electricity, which is super funny to me that like I wasn't using very much electricity, so my bill was like $25 a month, and it is not that. I'm going to actually budget $75 because I took myself off the budgeting thing because it cycled out, and then I had to pay like however much is dangling left over. So I'm going to do 75. I think I'm just going to let my instead of doing the budgeted amount, I think just whatever I use, I'm going to let it be used, because now that I have an air conditioner, I know that my electricity bill is going to be a lot higher in the summer months, and I just rather have what is owed taken out as opposed to it being even across, just so that I'm not, because what's happening is between February, March, and April, I'm getting hit with some of the largest bills of my life via taxes or my budgeting needing to be leveled out. Like all of those different things are coming all at the same time. So I'm just going to test to see how it is to just have the amount that it is really used in that month taken out. As far as I know, my gas has remained the same. Phone and internet are on the business side. Groceries. So I am back in the gym with my personal trainer, which I don't think that I updated you guys on that, but a couple of budgets before, I said that I was just going to work on an app. I tried it. It did not work for me. I decided to go back to the gym to work with my personal trainer. The good news is I was able to get back remember when I was just like, oh, I'll just forfeit my personal training sessions. I just want to cancel. I haven't been to the gym. I was able to get back my personal training sessions. So I have enough personal training sessions if I go, I think if I go 2 times a week, I still have enough personal training sessions to go 2 times a week to the end of the year for free. Now, every month, because I'm on the personal training program, I am charged $50 a month for that. So I always get 1 additional session. But if you guys remember before, I think I was paying like $400 or something like that a month. So it was like 8 sessions a month was coming out. Well, all of that, I have all of that, and now I'm spreading that out over the year. So the idea is to get through all of my personal training sessions throughout the year. Although I do think I may just have a personal trainer for the remainder of my life, because exercise feels amazing, and I suck at exercising by myself. Like the first day that I went in with my personal trainer, I was like, oh, so I was just playing. It's completely different. All that to say, I'm in the gym now 3 times a week. I want to get to the gym. My goal is to be in the gym 5 times a week. That is how great I'm feeling. Like I literally left the gym on last Friday and I felt so soft. I was like, what is this magical place of the gym? Well, when I'm going to the gym, it's a lot more food and it's just a lot more. Right now I'm at 3, but it is a lot more food and it's food in a different sort of a way because I'm eating as clean as possible. All that to say, I don't know what my groceries are. All that to say, I don't know what my grocery budget is, and I should have thought about that a little bit because I think I'm going to do 3 times a week for these first 2 weeks, and then I'm going to bump up to 4 times a week. But that's still it's just a lot of food. It's a lot of food to consume. I'm going to come back to my grocery amount. Clothing. I kind of actually do want to get clothing this month because the season is transitioning. So I want to try to capture some of those sales. I'm going to come back to clothing even though it's on the quick start budget because this budget is more like what I need. And these clothes are not what I need. These are just clothes that I'm choosing to get because I'm wanting to shop off season. So I will come back to that. Transportation, Uber. I don't know what's going on with Uber, but Uber has lost all of the pieces of its mind. Normally, when I take an Uber to the grocery store that's around the corner from my house or to the gym, if I'm going to take it to the gym because it's raining or something, it's like $5.50. Lately, it's been like $14.27. And I'm like, Uber, what's going on, Uber? What's going on, Uber? I have no idea. So I say that to say I haven't really been using Uber. My friends have been driving me around and I've been walking everywhere. But I still want to put a budget in there just in case I need to go somewhere far. I believe last month I was at like 150. We'll put 150 in here for transportation. But I'm telling you, Uber I don't know what's going on. I don't know why the rates are so high. Got to figure that out. Personal. So life insurance is $26.50. Somebody said $400 to start. What about starting your grocery budget at $400? I like that idea. And then it's kind of like $100 a week. And then it's like I'm able to budget for the week. Because I think sometimes when I think about that overall number, I'm comparing it to the number that I started with. And I'm like, I don't need that much money. But when I think about what I'm actually eating in a week to be fit and healthy, it does come out to that. So I actually really like that number. I'm going to go with your suggestion. It's $400 a month. That's $100 a week. And I'm actually going to try to shop by the week instead of by the month. That might not be accurate, but I'm going to try. That's what I said, try. Health coverage is $150. Somebody asked me who my health coverage was with. It is through Christian Healthcare Ministries. It is coverage. It is not insurance. They explain the difference between those two on their site, but it's Christian Healthcare Ministry. Don't have disability insurance. Child care sitter, I will put that under my wants because my puppy does have a nanny. And so I'll put the puppy sitter stuff under there. No entertainment. And then none of those other ones. I won't put the clothes on here like I was saying because that is not it's not a necessity for those clothes. That's just a desire so that I can miss those deals. So my housing for the month, $1,292.75. My utilities for the month, and it's so interesting with my utilities because like I kept blowing circuits, I think is what they're called. And it's just like, you've been living here all this time and have never blown a circuit. Yeah, because I didn't have all of these electronics hooked up either, which I just think is so fascinating. The difference in lifestyle, like how, I mean, something so simple is like a significant shift. So I'm just gonna add, I'm just gonna put dog fee. I'm gonna add all this up to see what my needs are. So $2,000 for tithes, $2,000 for child support, $1,292.75 for my housing cost, $125 for my utilities, $400 for groceries. Whew, that adds up quick, don't it? $150 for transportation, and $176.50 for my insurances. So that is $6,144.25. Wow, I feel like that just added up so quickly, so quickly. Oh, Christina, thank you so much. If you start budgeting on Monday, April is a 5-week month, so $500 for groceries. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Lisa, no, I do not add my dog food into my grocery budget. I put it in a separate budget. Okay, so I'm gonna bump that up to 500 so that way it actually evens out. Thank you so much for that. And then I'll add $100 down here as well. I don't know why that is being so complicated in my mind, but it's just this. All right, so if I take my income for the month minus my needs for the month, it's going to be, I have $13,855.75 remaining left over to spend on my wants and my debts. So my needs this month total to $6,144.25. This is much higher than normal. A lot of that has to do with my increased grocery budget, but also as my income grows, so does my tithes and my child support because it's based on percentage. So disposable income, $13,855.75. Let us see what I'm going to do with that beautiful amount of disposable income. First, I'm going to pull the numbers from the previous page over to this page. And then we will start adding in these numbers. Thank you for that catch, Christina. So this number is different because the insurance amount moves, so that's why I'm going to use my calculator to just grab the new number. It's a different number from the number that's on the quick start budget. Okay. Am I going to go to a restaurant in the month of April? Most of my restaurant stuff comes from my business. Buttercup Bunny, that's a one-time fee for the puppy fee. I'll come back to clothing, cleaning, and laundry once I figure out how much of my disposable income I want to spend there. I'm just going to move this allocated out of the way. Then I'll put my life insurance, $26.50, health coverage, $150, renter's insurance. I don't know, these numbers are just feeling very overwhelming today. What is that? What is happening? Ugh, I feel very uncomfortable. I don't know. Okay, just gonna let that go. Okay, I think that that's everything transferred over. Yes, that is everything transferred over. So I'm gonna do my disposable income again. Minus 6144.25 equals 13. My disposable income this month is 13,855.75. I feel like I can just take a solid 10 from this and put it towards my student loan and still have enough to cover what I want to cover. And if it's not enough to cover what I want to cover, then I will adjust what I want to cover. Because I like to see that number go down by 10K. How did your Valentine's Day turn out? It was very important. I know last time. It went exceptionally well. It was wonderful. It was a great Valentine's Day. Thank you for asking. So I'm just going to do that right now. I'm going to pay $10,000 on my student loans this month, which leaves me $3,855.75 to spend on wants, if not actually adding more money towards my debt. But that feels good to take 50% of what I'm taking home and put that on my debt, if not more, once we get the rest of these numbers worked out. So 3,000, let me write that number down. 3,855.75 is what I have to spend this month in wants. Okay, so first things first, therapy. And I'm going twice a month. Even with the 5th month, that'll just, okay, so that'll carry over. So that'll be $140. And then what else do I have for my, let me grab my old budget, because that helps to make sure I'm not leaving anything out. All right, so personal hygiene, I have all of my things. Laundry, so my laundry service, I am going to send all of my clothes out this month to be cleaned, so that way I can put away winter things that I'm keeping. So I'll probably end up doing 2 bags. It's $60 a bag, so that's $120. Or not, I wouldn't say all of my clothes, but most of my clothes, I'm going to send them out to be cleaned / dry cleaned, whatever needs to be dry cleaned. Winter things that I'm keeping and preserving, I will have all that put away. So like my coats and stuff, that's probably actually going to be closer. That's going to be more than 120 because that's just 2 bags. We'll do 150. I want to do that because I did realize that even though I buy a lot of things on sale, I still buy a lot of high quality things, and in order to maintain them so that they're fresh and great, especially if I'm actually using and wearing them, is to store them away. At least that's how I want to do my closet, and rotate and store them away properly. So I'm sending a lot of things out to be clean this month, so I'm going to give myself 150 on the laundry budget. And then puppy, I said that his training is 600, right? I believe that's the first payment is 600. Yes, his training, well, let's see, what order of priority do we want to put that? Yes, my puppy comes next. So I'll do 600 for puppy. Then, and I guess we can be subtracting this as I go along a little bit just to see how much it's going down. I think I'm gonna be fine, but these numbers are giving me heart palpitations. Okay, so that's the puppy. Then we had that. Okay, so tipping last month was $125, but tipping is 25% of services. So I am doing 500 in groceries, which means it'll probably be about 100 each time. So I guess I can't do that at the same time. So yeah, if I do it each time, then that'll be that. And if I'm doing, oops. So that'll be 125 for that. And then if I do all of my Uber, be $37.50, which is such a terrible number to work with. Was there any other, sir? Oh, laundry, $150. Oops. $37.50. Okay, at least that'll even itself out. So Uber, laundry. I won't tip on anything else. I don't think you tip your trainers, like the dog trainer and stuff. So I will leave that. Okay, so that'll be the full amount for tipping, $37.50 plus $37.50 plus $125. So tips come up to $200. And I do think, you guys, that was a beautiful idea to separate it. I found myself being able to be more generous, and that felt really, really good. Be more generous without like overdoing it. So that's tip. And then, so you have therapy, tip. Okay, so now let me do my subscription services that I have. So I have Instacart, and that is $9.99. Then I have Disney Plus, which Disney Plus is amazing. They did well. Like, I'm a Disney girl, so obviously it's amazing for me. Cinderella came out with Whitney Houston and Brandy, and I mean, I've watched it about 1,000 times. If they could give you screen time for how many times you've watched it. Apple Music, then Prime, $12.99. So okay, so I did puppy. I'm gonna do puppy training right here, but puppy food. So we're definitely gonna order another bag of that. It's like $17.99. I was thinking about getting the puppy food in bulk, but I don't have anywhere to store it. So the bag that we get, I believe, is about $17.99. We'll just call it an even 20 for puppy food. Just in case it's a little bit more, if it's like $18.99. And that'll be his food, because this bag will be about 3/4 of the month, half, one, you know what I mean, 1/3 of the month, and then the other bag will be the other 2/3. That's puppy food. Okay, so that's all the previous expenses that I had. Then the other new things that I wanted to do, so I added some laundry, training, all those. Okay, so now I have my glasses, my gifts, and my dental. So let me see how much I have left over, because I feel like I'm gonna be able to afford to do everything that I really wanted to do this month, which means this is gonna set this quarter up very, very beautifully. Oh shoot, pressed the wrong button. Sorry guys. Wait, can y'all see that? Let me come down a little bit. Okay. 3855.75 minus 140 minus 150 minus 600 minus 200 minus 999 minus 899 minus 1069 minus 1299 minus 20. Whoa, that is awesome. Okay, that's amazing. That is wonderful. Okay, so I'm thinking that my dental stuff is going to be right around $2,500, and then you guys were suggesting somewhere between $100 to $300 on the glasses, which literally puts me right on budget. Yes, okay, so that is really good. So I'm just gonna do dental down here. Now this obviously may change a little bit, but just knowing that I have the $2,500 in the budget for dental, perfect. And then glasses, I have $200. So let's just, or $203, we're gonna give it that change so that way my budget works out. Let's just say, my dental comes up to $2,100 and something. I'm automatically going to put that additional money towards my glasses, because I don't know if I'll be able to get glasses for 203. I may just be able to pay for my eye exam and then care like next month have to figure out like not have to, but get to figure out what glasses and frames like that I'm gonna order. But understanding that mentally in my mind, when I'm setting my dental appointments, we can set up to 2,500 in cost. I feel like that's gonna cover everything, with enough left over for me to get new glasses, which would be so amazing. So amazing. So I really liked how this month budget has worked out. That feels really, really good. So even though my needs are up to 6,100, I'm still able to put 50% of my income onto my debt, which my what is, I don't know what I do with my post-it. I believe I'm at 79,000. I'm just under 80. That means I will be under 70, right? Because I'll be down by 10 grand, and because there's no interest right now, that feels wonderful to my soul. So I'll be able to put 10 grand there. All of my insurances will be covered. Puppy training will start. Glasses, teeth. It's gonna be a good month. Woo, woo. I don't know if you guys can feel that, but it's gonna be a great month. Great month. Let me just add all these up just to make sure that they equal the difference. Oh, this feels, I mean, don't you just like when the numbers work out like that? You don't have to stress or strain or give up anything that you really wanted. Oh, that did not add up correctly. Okay, hold on. Maybe I spoke too soon. I hope not. Okay, 140 plus 150 plus 600. Oh, the only thing that's not on here is shopping out of season. Which again, if dental just doesn't add up to what I think it's gonna add up to, I would pull from that. Perfect. Yes. Okay, that is perfect. So I really should have looked at my the paper that they gave me to figure out what my dental costs are, because that is the only thing that I wanted was additional money for shopping. Specifically, I wanted to shop out of season. I am gonna do a video where I'm showing a little bit more of the closet and stuff, and I really wanted to shop out. There were a couple of things that I wanted to get. There was a coat that I wanted to get that I know I'm buying off season, and I wanted to get it at half price. And there are 2 pair of shoes that I know I wanted to get. So I don't want to keep saying if the dental doesn't add up to that, because that means I'm not budgeting. You know what I mean? Buttercup Bunny, yeah, I put 20309 for the glasses. So I either need to make a decision to spend up to 2,000 for dental and then spend the 500 on out of season. I don't know how. I feel like I don't think it's gonna be 500. I think it's gonna be like 250 total for the coat and the 2 pair of shoes that I want. What do you guys think? So are you guys hearing my rationale? Like how I'm saying that, like I keep saying, oh, well, if dental doesn't cost that, I'll take it from that. But that psychology isn't budgeting. That is the reason why people get in trouble when they budget, versus saying, no, this is what this money is going to do. It's okay if it's in the same category, like dental and glasses are in the same category, but I can't be all like, oh, I have extra money left over from what I plan to spend on dental. Let me just buy some clothes out of shopping out of season. I don't have a dental plan. I have a dental like coverage thing where it's like a discount rate or something like that. I don't know how to call it, but it's a dental plan. It's not dental insurance. Like I wish I had corporate dental insurance because I wouldn't be coming out of pocket as much as I am. And I've done the math of doing like entrepreneurial dental insurance. It's still going to come out to $2,500. Like my out of pocket is going to be the same. So, Stacey said, if you don't know the actual cost of the dental, I think you've done fine with a little overestimate. Melrose Vlog, why wouldn't you live off the income you first started at and then put all that towards debt? Mostly because I pay my child support and my tithes on a percentage, not on a um uh, uh they're not incomes. That's the biggest reason why. Because I pay my tithes and my child support based off of percentage. No matter what, as my income grows, there's going to be more that gets distributed to that, which means that there's less that's going to debt. And I'm choosing to do that so that I can honor my values first, both my values as it relates to parenting and then my spiritual values. And so that using that sort of mental framework wouldn't actually work for me because it would cause me to be out of alignment with my values. But that's a great question. Okay, keep the money in the dental and plan to purchase clothes in May. See, that's the thing, Kay. I'm trying to catch it in that out of season transition time. That's the only reason why I was trying to get it in April. Because, you know, when the seasons click. Yeah, single mom, you don't want to under budget for the dental costs. I agree. I might just have to hope that it's there in May, and if it's not, then it just wasn't for me. I would find the paperwork you mentioned to be more exact first. I know, but I'm on this live with you guys. That's wait. Let me just see. Let me try one little place. If it's in here, that is a blessing and a half. If it's in this side, this container, because everything got shuffled around when I painted, so I would literally have to go search through piles of other stuff to even get close to finding it, because I do have the paper with the estimate written down. I just don't have that in front of me, and I didn't want to leave you guys on here. Yeah, so Buttercup Bunny, when I tried to find a plan, still because I'm not part of a large corporation, my out-of-pocket is still like it's still like, because you know you have to pay for it for the year. Like, let's just say it costs, I don't know, $290 a month for a year. Well, $290 a month times 12 brings me right back to where I'm at. It's just and then I also have to pay whatever the copay is. It's just I'm spreading it out over months. Now I made that number up. I don't know how much it costs. I can't remember, but I do remember when I did the math, it works out exactly the same. Yeah, I don't have that piece of paper in front of me. I was hoping that it was going to be right here. I don't have it in front of me. Let's see. Finding the dental paper. I mean, I can find the dental paperwork offline, but I wish I would have come to this call a little bit more, or this video a little more prepared. Is there a way of getting dental and glasses? Yeah, that would be my logic. Yeah, take advantage of those sales for the, yeah, that's the thing. I'm trying to take advantage of the sales for the seasonal transition. And it could be a piece that, it could be things that sell out, but it also could just be things that, like, once that transitional season of we need to get this off our shelves is gone, then, you know, it shifts. We can wait for you to find it. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. Have you looked into buying glasses online? I have not. That's why I was saying maybe that $200 will just be the cost of my eye exam, my contacts and my lenses eye exam, and then maybe I'll find some glasses online. Ugh, where is this paperwork? Okay, let's just be honest with ourselves. If this goes on sale in the month of April, are you going to buy it? Yes. Oh, that came out so quick. Man, that came out quick. Dang it. And I think that is a part of the rub of earning more too. Like, I don't have as much discipline, for obvious reasons, but because I can't justify it ends up costing me more to constrain. Yes, Christina, I used to do thrifting for clothes all the time. I don't now, just because I don't like shopping like that, and it's just easier for my stylist to find stuff. But these are 3 specific items that I want, I don't want to pay full price for. I don't know how much. I'm hoping that they go to at least 50%. That's why I'm thinking that the total would be about $250 for them. Yes, Stacey, I can break the dental into 2 visits. I think that my thinking was like, I'm trying to hurt. It's almost like and that's a problem because I shouldn't be trying to hurry to do something. But in my mind, I'm like, I'm trying to get rid of anything that would take money from me, just putting it towards my debt. Single mom, unguided life with D. What's important right now? I'm supposed to say my dental. That's what I'm supposed to say, is my dental. But when is the last time you went to the dentist's office as an adult, right? Like, I'm not saying, I think everyone should be going to the dentist's office, but dental doesn't ring as important. It is not a luxury. It should be important. It rings as a priority, but it certainly doesn't ring as important to me. So yeah, if you're not able to talk, that would affect your income. True story. So I mean, I'm not, but I'm not at risk for not talking. Like, I spent the first 2 years of this journey talking with even just what like, I'm not at that kind of risk. I'm not in any sort of pain. It's just, these are the things that I'm getting done, and I want/need to get them done. Yeah, get the glasses next month. Okay, we could do that. How about that? There we go. Because my glasses are slightly broken. They're not broken all the way. Yes, I will. Okay, that's what I will do. I will get my dental this month, and then, because my glasses are slightly broken, but like, as you guys can see, like when I go live and stuff, I need glasses to see far away, but I don't need glasses to see immediate, like in what is that? I'm nearsighted. So yeah, maybe we do glasses. I do really want those items. You know how you've been following something for a couple months? I was like, it's okay. I don't need them. Oh, you're in the eye care field. I think I do think eye exams are important. I can still see comfortably, but it's, in my mind, I'm like, okay, you've had your glasses for 7 years. They're slightly broken. It is time. Like, it's like, girl, why are you walking around with broken glasses? Kind of a thing. No, I'm not muted. Somebody said they can't hear the sound. If you can't hear the sound, just refresh. Or is somebody calling me? Is that what's happening? No? Can you guys not hear? Can you hear me? Okay, you can. Okay. Only change the dental amount if you have the paperwork and research to cost the glasses. Okay, so this is what I will do. I will leave the dental amount. I will take glasses off the table, and I will add out of season shopping for those sales that I'm trying to catch. And not as soon, because I have something to do after this, but once I get a chance, I'll get my paperwork. And then, you know how like YouTube lets you do status updates? If the number is significantly different than that 2,500, I will update you guys within 24 hours that number is different, and I will put it in the description box below to show you how I made the adjustment, so that way you guys are not waiting all month to see that. Yeah, single mom, maybe that's where sinking funds come into play. I agree, but I feel weird doing a sinking fund to spend $250 when my income is $20,000. It feels like I'm doing something wrong. Not wrong, but I don't know how to explain it, but that doesn't seem like it makes sense. Yeah, okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. Because I didn't originally write glasses down anyway. So I feel comfortable with that. We'll do the 203.09 for out of season shopping. I mean, obviously next month I could afford to pay full price if it went back full price, or I could look for something else and pay a different amount. But I still would like, even though I have more money, I still would like to be, I don't know if that's necessarily conservative, but I would still like to save when I can. And I've literally been tracking these 2 pair of shoes and this coat for I would say about 6 weeks. And one of them is already on sale, but I just have a feeling it's going to go, because it's at like 30% now, but I have a feeling it's going to go like 50%, which is the number. At 50%, I'm comfortable paying for it. If it doesn't go to 50%, I won't get it, because I'm not psychologically comfortable paying that amount for a coat or for shoes just yet. So, let's see. This total is 3. Thank you guys for your help. That was really very helpful. Whatever your priorities are, you are not doing anything wrong. Thanks for the discussion. Yeah, and that's the thing, Teresa. I feel like when I had less, my priorities were so much more clear. And now, and that, you know what, Teresa? Guess what I'm going to be journaling about? That what? Let me write that down right now. What are my current priorities? That is a question worth asking and answering. I don't know, and that is why I'm having difficulty, because in my mind, I thought I was having difficulty because I have options. No, I'm having difficulties because I don't know what my priorities are right now. And I don't know what my priorities are right now, Teresa, because the minute I started earning more, I literally had, now once I started earning more, that is the thing that transitioned me into needing to redefine my priorities. Right? Is that how that works? Yes, because how often do we pause and say, well, what are my priorities? Something happened. Yes, that's okay. That's what happened. Thank you, Teresa. You are right. I am going to journal about that. That may turn into a video, if it will be helpful to people, because that is a point of friction in this journey right now, is that I am trying to run this journey, this part of the journey, on the priorities that I started the front part of the journey, and I am not in the same place. And even if you just look at it from a mental perspective, right? Like at the beginning of this journey, I was working part-time to heal full-time because my mental health was my highest priority. So when people were like, you're not gazelle intense and you're not doing it right and you're not this, I knew how to communicate what I was doing and why I was making the decisions, because I knew my priority was mental health. Now that my mental health is solid and my physical health is like, yes, you are right. My priorities have changed. What are they? Holy smokes, I don't know. What, Teresa? Teresa. Teresa. Oh my God. Well, single mom life, my goal never changed. My goal was to become 100% debt free, but my goal is not the same thing as my priorities, and that has always been reflected throughout this entire process, right? Like everybody knows my goal is to become 100% debt free, but you can, in the beginning, my priority was my financial dignity, my mental health. When I moved into this apartment, you know, when I transitioned into working into my company part-time and not working at the cafe, like I've always had different priorities at different points in this journey, and I did not think about that way, Teresa. This is amazing. I feel like you just changed my life for the better. Thank you very much, Teresa. And this is why you do a budget live on the internet, because who is going to tell me that? Who was going to give me that aha? I don't, Teresa. That feels incredible. That is what it is. I don't know what my priorities. I do not know what my priorities are. Man, okay. 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 I'm having an emotional reaction, Teresa. I'm just going to take a couple deep breaths, and I'm going to do my allocated spending. Okay. All right, so I'm going to pay myself on the 1st, and I'm going to pay myself on the 15th. Holy smokes. Thank you very much, Teresa. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Stacey said, I know you probably don't want to hear this, but a solid sinking fund lets you choose to take from one to use on another depending on priorities. I really wish you would start sinking funds. Oh, I didn't know that that's how sinking funds worked. I thought that it was just whatever you were sinking the funds for. That's what you're supposed to use them for. Um, Tayari said, I totally understand what you're experiencing. Sometimes just a question or a simple statement causes a moment of deep reflection. Yes. Robin, financial education. I think that once you move forward with your goals, you see things moving and you have to adjust. Um, Cousin Angela, I thought Dave Ramsey set the priority, and no, Dave Ramsey set the goal. I set the priority because it's my life. But he can set the goal, and that's what he sets. Um, Stephanie Hernandez, oh my God, first time I've been able to catch you live. I'm so excited you're here. Teresa B, so awesome and welcome. I came to the live by accident. Oh my gosh, thanks so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I mean, man, that just knocked me on my heels in the best way possible. Best way possible. Okay, so allocated spending. This is me telling my money when to go, where it's going to go. So basically, which pay period am I going to take care of the expenses that I just expressed in my cash flow plan? So I like to pay my tithes and my child support at the beginning of the month. That'll be 2,000 out of 10. I'll have 8. Then 2,000 out of 8. I will have 6. I'm still a month ahead on my rent. But let's see. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go to the dentist like probably the middle of the month and the end of the month is when I'm gonna go to the dentist. If I take everything out of this one, then what? I just do my student loans on the 15th one? I could do that. Because if I'm gonna put an even 10 on there, so literally I'll pay myself and then I'll just transfer it over. Do I want to do that just to keep it kind of simple? Bodark Zula said, thanks for the video, Stacey. I paid off what debt I had because of your own personal story. Oh my gosh, jazz hands. You can't see me. I'm so excited for you. That is amazing. That is a part of the reason why I've been documenting this journey out loud. There have been so many people that have paid off their debt. If you wouldn't mind sending me an email just with the amount that you've paid off, I would just love to get a running tally of how much debt our community has paid off collectively. I'm learning a lot. You guys are learning a lot. This is amazing. Okay. I think that that's what I'm going to do. But I don't actually think that that's really what I'm going to do. I don't think I'm really going to... Am I really going to take... Well, obviously not. I know I'm not going to do my groceries that way. I'm going to divide my groceries up. But is there any... So my groceries and my transportation will be divided up. My therapist will kind of take hers out each week. I guess I can do all of my laundry stuff before the 15th. Insurances and stuff really do come out around that time. Dental things will probably be broken up between the two. But I'm trying to see how it would be impacted if I just tell myself that all of that's coming out between the 1st and the 15th. Everything with the exception of groceries. And I just let that, what do I let that dangle? And so Single Mom Unguided said, you are the priority, you pay yourself first. So that is a blanketed priority that a lot of people say, but according to the goal that I have, that's actually not the highest priority for me. If you notice, like, I don't contribute anything to my savings. This is why what Teresa said is so important, because there are all these blanket priorities that people suggest and say, and they literally don't fit everyone. If I was making myself a priority right now in terms of paying myself first, I wouldn't be under $100,000 on a previously $200,000 worth of debt, right? Because that priority wouldn't give me the, and this is relative, swiftness of paying it down, because I would be potentially contributing just as much to my tithes or just as much to my child support to paying myself first. I'm just making this number up. Or if I was paying myself first, maybe I would be saying, well, doing the shopping for myself and this self-love, this self-care is me, like, right? And I mean, everybody defines it differently, but that is for a really beautiful example of a blanket priority that doesn't always fit the scenario. Because in my opinion, even though I don't quote unquote pay myself first via contributing to savings, I pay myself first contributing to my priorities. And one priority that's remained constant is my mental and emotional health. And you will see from when I was making $800 a month till now, there was always consistently across the board me putting money towards my mental and emotional health, which we can call that paying myself first, but the truth of the matter is I paid my therapist that money, not necessarily myself. But that is a really, appreciate you mentioning it, because it's like, we say that, but it's a blanket priority. Your priorities literally have to be defined by you and where you are and what your goal is. And a goal is very different than a priority. Let me see. Yeah, so I'm trying to think. I do have an emergency fund, but I have Danielle, I have $1,000 in my emergency fund. And the reason I have $1,000 in my emergency fund is because even though I have different priorities, I am following the Dave Ramsey Financial Peace University debt management plan. And inside of his plan, baby step number 1 is $1,000 emergency fund. Baby step number 2, repay all of your debt. Baby step number 3 is to then create a 3 to 6 month emergency fund. Now, most people would say that that's bananas given the income that I have and the amount of debt that I have. But my goal is this is my plan, and so that's sort of how that works. I am just trying to think of how I want to do this. Okay, so I am going to take majority of my expenses out of the beginning of this month, but if I'm being honest with myself, I know I'm not gonna buy $500 worth of groceries at the beginning of the month, so I'm not gonna put that on there that way. I will probably do 2 and 3 though, because I want to do $100 each week. I really actually like that. I think that that's gonna be quite fun. And then transportation, I'll do 75. Dental also will likely be divided, because I can't prepay for that. That's something that they take out at the time, but I don't know how they're going to divide that. But I think in my mind I can imagine that on the front end, so that's fine. So the $375 will be something that comes out of that, and then that means, am I gonna make a 10,000 minus 375? So then I would put $9,625 on my debt on the second half, and then 375 out of the first beginning part. Is that what am I actually gonna really do that? Oh, let me separate my therapy so that way my budget can be accurate. Be 70 at the beginning, 70. Therapy would be separated. I'm gonna do all my laundry at the beginning. Anything else that would naturally be separated in real life? No, I think, okay, those will be the real things. Okay, so 70 plus 75 plus 300. I mean, it's going to be a little quirky amount, but $445 should be dangling from this that will then carry over to that. Okay, so let me make sure my math works, because I should have $445 left over when I'm done. Not left over, but that will go over to the other side so that way I can pay those expenses. Okay, now let me fill this in. Okay, so my rent from $6,000 minus $937 equals 5063 minus my puppy fee of $350. 4713 minus my gas 4638 minus my electricity. Now my first gas equals 4613 minus equals 4588. Okay, so that is accurate. So then minus 200 equals 4388. Clothing, we decided clothing was 20309 minus 20309 equals 418491. Okay, wonky beautiful numbers. Don't go crazy now. Don't drive me banana. All right, laundry is 150. And I really am gonna do that at the front because we've been having beautiful days and it's just will be easier for my closet to get all of that sent out. Okay, then minus gas 395991. Okay, so even though it says dentist and optometrist, let me put it in its right boxes. That's the only thing that's a little bit frustrating about some of these boxes is that when I move it to its right box, it's a little it's weird. But okay, so dentist, we'll just yes. I'm gonna put our 2,500 here. 14,591. And then we took off glasses, so we'll just take that off, okay? All right. So we have 14,591. And then we will take off 2650. That is 143341 minus 150 for health coverage. 128341 minus 575 for renter's insurance, which you guys did suggest puppy coverage. I did get a quote. I didn't like the quote, so I'm gonna shop around and I will get insurance for the pup because he did end up needing to get some stuff. Okay, 277. Okay, minus 70. 120766. Okay, minus puppy training. 600. Have 60766 left. Okay, minus tip. Oh, my number. That's not right. Dang it. Ugh. Dang it, I know my number. I'm just gonna keep going. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. What do? You swim, swim. Okay, fine. Instacart. Maybe it will. I don't think it will. Dang it! Oh, I wanted this to work out. It did not work out. How is that even possible? That can't be possible. That can't be possible. There's somewhere else that I had to have done the math wrong then. I love that you guys chat amongst yourselves while I'm doing this. That's lovely. And this is the fun part of community. Dang it. That's impossible. This is an impossible. Is there another number on here that has already been calculated that I'm unaware of? Dang it. Yeah, my number. It has to be the case that this doesn't equal 10,000 then, because okay, well, I'm over by $100. So what do I need to subtract? Okay, let's try it again. 2,000, 2,000. Oh, did I forget about the 500? That's what it is. I think that's where it is. I think I found it. Yeah, I didn't bring the 100 over. Yeah, okay. So actually for shopping, there's only $100. There's not 203. Okay, that's fine, because I didn't bring the 500 over from groceries. Yeah, I didn't bring the 500 over from groceries, so I would have to go back up and fix that number. At least I found my $100. I still don't feel like that math works, but there's $100 that was off in the original. So let me go back up here. So this should be 103, which means probably only be able to get the boots, but that's fine. Okay, 4388 minus 103.04 equals. Yeah, it should just bring me up by $200, everything. Okay, minus 150. Yep, minus 75. That number looks a lot different. So we'll switch that out. This is where the rubber meets your budgeting road, just so you know. This allocated spending. When I skip this, I typically don't have beautiful months. Yeah, that doesn't seem right. 4059.96 minus 2,500. Yeah, that should just be up by $100. Okay, that's right. 1559. Okay, so 1559 minus 2650. equals, okay, minus 150 equals 138.40. Why is that 46 versus 41? Let's see. Because you wrote a 6 and that's supposed to be a 1. Okay, go back up. 4134.91 minus 75 equals. What's happening? Why is that changing? Okay, 4284.91 minus 150. Okay. Minus 75. Okay. Yeah, that shouldn't change. Okay. Minus 2,500. Okay. Now, minus 2650, that should change. Yes, okay. Minus 150, that also should change. Yes, it'll change again because you're subtracting 75, but make that a 3 so you don't lose your mind. Then minus 575, the cents will change. Okay. Accurate. Minus 70. Okay. Accurate. Minus 600. Accurate. Minus 200. Accurate. Okay. That's a lot more attractive. That's a lot. I'm still feeling a little like we're not going to make it. But let's carry on. That's a better number. It's a better looking number than the number before. You definitely wouldn't go make it with that. 49767. Disney. 899 48868. Okay. Minus Apple 1069 minus 1069 47799. Okay. Okay. That looks better. Prime 1299 minus 1299. Whoa, what happened? Oh, I took away the 99 cents. Okay. 465. Oh no. Oh wait, no, I took that off already. Okay. Minus puppy food. $20. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm writing. Sorry about that. 445. Okay. And we already took off shopping. Yes. Yes, I already took off shopping, so I don't need to subtract that again. So that means my checking account is starting at that, which means 10,000. Okay, so then we go 10,445 minus 300 equals 10,145 minus 75. Yes, okay, there we go. Wah ha 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 ha. Means $70 is left. That is for therapy. Minus 70 equals 10. I feel like a bona fide accountant. Yes, I do. 10,000 is left. And 10,000 for debt minus 10,000 for debt equals, oops, that should have been 0. Equals 0. Boom. I did it. Oh, I got lost in the sauce there, but I found it. Whew. good. Okay. All right. So I'm about to turn the camera around. Okay. So quick review. Quick start budget helps me to understand what my needs, what my money is doing in terms of my needs. This month my needs were a lot more. They came up to $6,244.25. A lot of that just has to do with what I was mentioning earlier. Every month my tithes and my child support go up because it is 10% of my income. So it will always appear as if I'm not getting ahead because these numbers go up with income. But I encourage you guys to just follow my whole entire journey. Me maintaining integrity and alignment with my values is working for me with respect to how my income is growing, with respect to how my knowledge is growing, etc. I do understand that there are many ways to do it, but I have found staying in alignment with my values to be the very best way. So that is why my needs budget always goes up, because I honor my spiritual values and my parent values first. Following that, my rent plus restoring my integrity to my puppy being in my home and me paying for that is there. Then the increase in my utilities. This beautiful suggestion, oh man, I forgot whose name suggested it, but basically I'm gonna do $100 a month for groceries. I like that. There's something that feels very historical, how I used to do my budget, even though it was like for a whole month it was a small amount of money. It feels very good to think about, like, what are you gonna do with this $100? I'm feeling very great about that number. $100 a week. That feels beautiful. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that plays out. Hopefully I can maintain that for the remainder of the year. Feels great. Transportation, I'm leaving it at 150 because that's where I set it, but truly I've been walking and riding with friends. If I don't spend this $150 in here, I will turn it into a transportation sinking fund that I will use in the following month. So then that way I don't have to keep budgeting every month for transportation, especially if I'm not using it, rather than just spending it on something else. Life insurance, health coverage, etc. So these are my needs: my food, housing, transportation, and utilities goes in with my housing, and the insurance is to cover my life. This is what my money has to do this month, period. And that comes up to $6,244.25. Obviously, if I made less, that number would look different. But I did not make less. So the next budgeting form is your cash flow budget form, and this tells your money where to go after you've taken care of your needs. So all of my needs, my food, transportation, shelter, and healthcare is taken care of. So then that's where you guys see all these wants getting taken care of, and I'll be able to go to therapy, send out my laundry, train my puppy, tip the people who are bringing things to my home, have my in-home entertainment, get food for my puppy, not fix my teeth, do my dental care, and do some out of season shopping. And I will also be able to drop $10,000 towards my debt payment. Feels amazing. Absolutely incredible. This is where the rest of my money is going to go that is not my needs. This budget, the allocated spending, again, is where the rubber meets the road, because this budget, if the first budget tells my money what I need to do, the second budget tells my money where it's going, this budget tells my money when it's going, where it's going. And that is important, because when I get paid on the first, I know that these are the things that are going to be paid between the 1st and the 15th, and that psychologically is really important. Typically the quick language that people use around this is, you know, my big check versus my little check, or my broke check versus my fun check, because typically what we do is we spend our like rent and car note and car insurance out of one check, and then we do everything else out of the other check. And so we're in this feast to famine psychology, not understanding why. This is the form, if you do it, that will help you to break out of the feast to famine psychology. I highly recommend it. It is the most underused form in all the land. And that's that. I'm going to turn the camera around and get some questions answered. I'm not going to pop out and pop back on, because what was happening in all of the feelings that I was having is I was using that as an excuse to not... I was just using it as an excuse. I'm not going to do that. So we'll answer a couple of questions. I think we will. I'm hoping that that turned around. Hopefully it didn't freeze. Hoping that it didn't freeze. I'm hoping you guys can see me. Okay, there we go. Yep, it didn't freeze. Perfect. Okay. So that is that. I will answer a couple of questions. Thank you guys so much. Super big thank you to both Teresa and I think it was Christina. If it wasn't Christina, somebody correct me, but Christina was like, why don't you do $100 a week? Blessing and a half, Christina, okay? Blessing and a half to just bring me back to that. There's some comfort around that for me. It allows me to spend more money, which is what I need to do so that that way I can remain soft and beautiful as it relates to going to training. But it gives me the comfort of the psychology that I've used over the last few years because it's $100 a week. That just feels like excellence. Thank you, Christina. Next big up goes to Teresa. Didn't know I was giving shout outs, but it's happening. To Teresa for helping me to see that I don't know what my priorities are. And I don't know what my priorities are because I legit confused it with my ultimate goal of getting out of debt. And yes, that is the goal, but I getting to that goal comes with understanding my priorities so that as my income increases and I do have disposable income to allocate, I am spending it according to my priorities, right? Like, because if I didn't have it to spend, I don't have it to think about. I now have it to spend, so I do have it to think about. And I am so very grateful to you, Teresa, for bringing that to my attention, as well as everyone in the community today. I appreciate you guys commenting, pushing back. I say that I'm a student at the beginning of this because I wanted to give me permission to think out loud and make the errors that I need to make in order to learn how to do this thing. But also, I wanted to also encourage you guys to push back on me and to say, hey, no, you're being ridiculous. This is this, like, or not, you don't have to say I'm being ridiculous, but just encourage you to push back on me. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. I adore this community. Now, to your questions. Danielle, are you planning on doing the debt-free scream at the end of this? Absolutely. I'm going to go back to see Dave Ramsey and his team. I'm super excited about that. And I'm going to throw a party. And I'm going to have a really big debt-free party. It probably, I don't think it'll be this year. I don't think we'll be allowed to do that this year, but I plan on, even after I'm debt free, to continue being on YouTube. So I feel like the community that's been involved, like I'll figure out some kind of way to collect your addresses and stuff so I can send invitations so you guys can come to the party. Buttercup Bunny, are any chance of you doing any apartment tour and more grocery hauls and meeting your puppy or what you eat in a day cooking videos? Yes, apartment tour isn't here because I haven't received all of my items. There's a lot that's on back order. To give you an idea, I bought most of my furniture Thanksgiving, Black Friday weekend, and I still haven't received items. So I'm not doing an apartment tour. I literally thought that I was gonna be like, oh no, I'm not ready. No, I'm ready, but there's just stuff that's not in because it's just on back order. Grocery hauls, based off Christina's help with this $100 a week, grocery hauls may change if I can figure out how to do it in this new way that I'm thinking about. Because right now, grocery hauls, first of all, I don't have a table in here because my table is back ordered and the table that I used to have is just not in here. So just visually and from a video shooting standpoint, I just don't have the setup for it. But beyond that, grocery hauls were not, I'm not grocery shopping the way that I was grocery shopping before, so I couldn't think through how to make the grocery haul interesting because it wasn't the same as before because of the pandemic and the limited space that I had. But perhaps with this weekly $100 a week, we can make it interesting again and grocery hauls will come back. Yes, I have a Meet My Puppy video coming soon. Yes to what I eat in a day, especially since I'm back in the gym and I want to share all of that and cooking videos. Yes, yes, yes. You may have missed the beginning of this, but I talked a little bit about why I was being very inconsistent with my content. What's behind you? It looks like graduation caps. Oh no, it's not graduation caps. It's envelopes for a product that I'm testing to be something that I will sell. Beatrice says, what does coaching consist of? So group coaching will be open soon. So I don't have any more one-on-one slots available. until the beginning to the middle of May, beginning of June. But group coaching will be available soon, and group coaching entails weekly group coaching with me in a group setting like via Zoom, but you also get unlimited access to all of my manuals. I have 2 master classes that I'm putting in there. I'm putting a time wealth master class where I'm going to be talking about time, because I've been able to do this beautiful thing where I am really, really rich or wealthy in time, in that I'm able to work part-time and earn enough money to be able to do what I want to do with my time. But that is it's like a time management psychological shift. So all of that is in my time wealth masterclass. And then I also have a relationship masterclass. So both of those will be in the group coaching program as like self-paced courses, plus the money mindset manual, the business mindset manual, and the self-mastery manual. The money mindset manual 2.0 is under construction. As you guys are seeing, like, my psychology is changing even from where it was before when I did the first money mindset manual. So that's going to be in there. But essentially all of the courses, master classes, manuals, things like that that I create are going to be sold via the coaching program. So that way, people who consume that content will have real-time access to me to flesh out what they're learning, so that way, I mean, I feel like the content that I share is pretty evergreen, but if you have questions about it, you can flesh it out, and you will also have the benefit of among other people who are wanting to learn what you are studying as well. So that's what the group coaching consists of, and it's every Thursday. There will be some form of a lecture teaching, and then also the actual coaching, like where you will come on the screen and I will coach you in real time. So, Buttercup Bunny, I am done writing my book. It's on hold, and I had mentioned this before. I needed to write that book, apparently, because I did not think all of that was going to come up once it was written, but a lot came up, and the conclusion that I came through with the help of my therapist is I'm not ready to release the stories that I wrote in the book. They needed to be written down, but I'm not ready to release those stories yet. So that's why that book is not coming out. Probably before that book comes out, some book about money will come out, because that's sort of something that's rumbling in the back of my mind. But great question. Stacey said, oh girl, I ordered a $3,500 dream box on Black Friday that I'm still waiting on. Yeah, I'm dying here. Yeah, like everything is like super, super delayed. The thing that I'm most eager and excited about getting is my couch, because like my bed came in, my headboard, a lot of the things in my bedroom area came in, and my chair came in. So it's like there's like bits and pieces that are in, and I just want to see it all together. So yeah, even my desk in my office, it got canceled 3 times, because desks are so popular now because people are working from home, but their kids are also at home, and so yeah. Let's see. Bethany said, what advice would you give to someone who wants to be self-employed but not sure what the right market is? My best advice to someone who wants to be self-employed, entrepreneur, want to work for yourself, is to get the audio version of the E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber and listen to it. And if you are interested in what he says, interested is not the right word. If you are interested and you understand what he says, then you are ready to be self-employed and or have a business. If you can't wrap your mind around what he's saying, I would wait and read other material and literature. There is a psychological shift that you have to make when you are self-employed or when you have a business, and most people are not ready for that. So your question about the market isn't as important as the information that's in this book, because you literally can do any market, right? Any market. You can go in the tiny doll house market where you are selling tiny doll house furniture. You can go into the basket weave market. You can go into the candle. You literally can go into any market, but the psychology of being able to penetrate a market in a way where it's profitable, I think the best book on the market that makes it make sense is the E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber. I recommend listening to it in audio form versus reading it, because it reads like a textbook, and most people don't want to read a textbook. I like reading textbooks, but most people don't. But I would listen to that audiobook. If you can't get through that audiobook, business is going to be difficult for you, or you will remain in the feast to famine burnout cycle. Yeah. Yep. Let's see. Let me go back up. Let's see. Am I missing any questions? The form link isn't working. Okay, I will update the form link. I didn't realize that it wasn't working. I will update it. But you can find the budgeting forms if you just go to Dave Ramsey's website and just put in budgeting forms. They're right there. Let's see. Bethany, why pen versus pencil on your forms? Just so you guys can see it. I tried pencil before and it just doesn't show up as well. Danielle, I love your intentionality with your words. I believe that's super important. Oh, it's incredibly important. Words are my thing. I try to be very, very, very mindful, especially since I'm in such a tender place across the board. Like, words are creative. Like, thoughts are creative, right? That's the first level that we create on is our thought. The next level that we create on is our words. And then the final level that we create on is our actions. So this is a very tender place, and so I'm trying to be very mindful so that I am not beating up on myself verbally, like tearing my own self down verbally. Like, even and I give myself grace, but if I can hear myself, I try to correct myself as soon as possible, because like that hurts. It hurts my psyche. It hurts my soul, and I don't want to do that to myself. Nicole said, I would have thrown that paper away and started over because those crossouts would have completely distracted me. I think that I'm used to it by now, but yeah. Jim B said, this is the relatable content I'm here for. Math is the worst. Yeah, it's intense. Like, and there's no amount of money that makes the math easier unless you're somebody who likes math. But I felt like a whole accountant right there. You know how accountants go back and find, they're like, you're 22 cents off, and you're like, leave it. But an accountant is like, oh, no, give me an hour, I'm gonna find your 22 cents. But like, I mean, like that is definitely one of the things I've learned in this journey is like, you do not leave the 22 cents. The 22 cents is the 2200 that you're praying for. It is the 22,000 that you're wishing for, right? It matters. So that's why I was like, I feel like an accountant there. Nicole says, Bethany, I hope she sees your question. Let's see, Stacey. Oh, yeah, I answered the pin question. Okay, let me go down and see if there are any more questions. Go. At what age would you start teaching children to budget? I would say the first time you give children money, I would start teaching them about budgeting. And I know that seems maybe harsh, but that's because budgeting has a negative connotation to it. Budgeting is actually a beautiful thing, and I think that obviously my son is learning about money on the back end. He's, a young adult now, and so he's catching up. My future babies, that first time they get their little tooth fairy money, I'm going to be like, oh my God, do you know what we get to do? They're going to be like, what, Mom, what? I'm going to be like, we get to budget! I am going to make budgeting the most exciting adventure in all the land. Like, the way that I got my kiddo excited about water, the way that I get him excited about recess, playing, my kiddos are gonna be, I'm gonna be like, oh, the tooth fairy gave you $5, what? And I think that my parents tried this, but they only gave me the spending side of budgeting, right? So like, when I first got money, it was just like, oh, and now you have to pay bills. Like, that's not the only thing that you get to do with budget. You get to pre-decide what you want to do with it, which means you basically get to use your imagination. It's like, I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, you have $5. Let's write down all the things that you want to do with your $5. It's like basically activating their imagination. That is what budgeting is. It is using your imagination to spend money that you do not yet have. It's like, it's the most exciting thing in all the land. And so we can window shop. We can, go to the store. I'll be like, oh, you have $5 and you want this piece of, I don't know, what is it, Baby Shark right now? You want this Baby Shark stuffed animal? Well, it's $2 and you have $5. Like I will make budgeting. I will make budgeting as exciting as getting money. Like when y'all gonna see my kids. Like if Instagram and social media and stuff is still out, you will see my future babies when I'm like recording them and they like open up their what's it called? They oh no, I hope it's not frozen. They open up their birthday cards and they get their birthday card money. My kids are gonna be like, oh my god, mom, I have money, get my budget. Like the next thing they're gonna ask for is their budget, because I'm going to link such a positive association with budgeting. It's like not even funny. But yes, I think if you feel comfortable giving a child money, you should feel as equally comfortable helping that child to understand managing that money. That is my answer, which if you have been watching me for a while, it is updated from previous answers. As soon as you feel comfortable giving a kiddo money, that is when you should feel comfortable helping them to understand how to manage it. Yes, yes, yes. Let's see, what else? Questions. The E-Myth Revisited. Yes, the E-Myth. And so it's E as in Edward, and E stands for entrepreneur, not like, I was going to say online, but online doesn't start with an E. But I think a lot of times people think E and they think like electronic or digital, but it stands for E-Myth as in Entrepreneur Myth Revisited. Oh, single mom, thank you. She says, single mom, unguided life with D said, I just finished the money mindset that I purchased when you first released. It brought up I'm assuming so many realities I wasn't ready to face. That is a big reason. I'm so happy that I created that in the season that I created it, because it literally was what I was experiencing when I shifted from probably around making about like $1,000 to $2,000 a month to making $5,000 a month net. Like, and just that shift was significant enough to be like, no, you got to get this down, because the stuff I was bumping up against, I was like, if anybody else is bumping up against this, there is a step between this money that I'm making now and that money, and it is worthy of writing it down and saying, hey, this is how you walk through this, and this is the psychology that you update your psychology so that you can be able to move forward. So thank you so much for telling me that. And that is the reason why I won't change that is the reason why now the Money Mindset Manual is available inside of coaching, so that way the original content gets to remain the same. But as I learn and I grow, I can continue to improve and update things that need to be improved and update. But that piece, that is a piece of work that I'm very, very proud of. And I'm so honored to hear that it brought up realities that you weren't ready to face yet. Because if you ever wondered why you don't have the finances that you want to have, if you ever wondered where is the money that I've been praying for, if you're a religious person or spiritual person, if you've ever wondered like, why am I not manifesting, whatever your thought process is for why I don't have the dollars and cents that I believe I deserve and I want, it is that statement of, it brought up realities that I wasn't ready to face. When you face those realities, all of this money will come out of nowhere. Like, not out of nowhere. Obviously, you have to work, but that's not even always true. Obviously, there is work, whether it's inner work or actual work, that is done, but it comes once you are ready to face that reality. And so what's fascinating, Single Mom Unguided Life with D, is that right now I am facing this level of realities that's helping me to understand why I'm not a millionaire. It's helping me to understand why I'm still in debt. Like, it's helping me to understand. It's like it's blowing my mind, but it's just like, we don't have the money that we want because of our own psychology. And I was like, what? Like, your psychology won't let you have the money that you want. If you want more than what you have. I'm not, for some people they are quite content, right? But I'm one of those people that was always like, ooh, when I get older, I want to be a millionaire. But the reason I haven't achieved it is literally my psychology is like, no, no, we are not ready for this. So So happy to hear that. Thank you. Um, oh, Bethany, you had it and you said you weren't able to listen to it. You weren't ready. Yes. Okay. Give it a second. Go. Cause is there some monotony to it? Is there some bored? Yes. But that is also in self-employment. That is also in entrepreneurship. And people see the glitz and the glamour of entrepreneurship and misunderstand that there is a lot of monotony, boring, not Instagrammable things inside of running your own business. If you think about it, like I run me like an employee, I run my business and then I run myself like an employee. That is some pretty mundane tasks involved. And if you can't get through a book that will elevate your mindset to be able to do it, you're not going to be able to consistently do it for yourself over enough period of time for you to build a profitable business in the way that you want. Let's see. Robin Financial Education said, I've started logging my income. It's crazy how much money we get into our hands and don't handle in a good way. Mind boggling. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Like if you look at your salary over the last decade, most people have made, if they look at their salary of the decade, if you are a young adult person and you just look at your gross take home, most people have at least made $500,000, if not more, in a decade. But they don't feel like they've earned $500,000 in a decade. But most people have. Like, right? Like, if, right? Isn't that 50 times 10? I'm not amazing at math. Let me just double check this here really quickly before I say it out loud, loudly. Times 10. Yes. So if you have made $50,000 or more over a 10-year period of time, you have made $500,000. $500,000 has come through your hands. If you are not living a life where, oh, my camera's up here. If you are not living a life where you feel like $500,000 has come through your hands, it is because you, my friend, are not budgeting or managing your money well, right? Like in a decade, and a decade is not, that is a lot of time, but it's relative to your whole life. It's, but imagine if you treated your $50,000 salary that you're making today as the stepping stone to making $500,000 over a year. That's a lot of money. $500,000 over the last 10 years of your life. It's pretty remarkable. Okay, so Mama Notes, I think is what that, Mama K Notes. The manuals and the mindset stuff, it's available in my group coaching program. I will put a link in the description, but to get on the wait list, it is www.staceyflowers.com/coaching. I do believe if you go to my website, there's a link that says coaching, and you can just sign up to get on the wait list. And as soon as that opens, you will know. I sat on my wrist and it hurts. Let's see. Let's find the last question. Jonathan Tania. We'll go. John read Psychology of Money. Yes, I have. Fascinating. Fascinating. It was actually my February read. One more question, but yes, I have. I haven't fully reviewed it yet. I'm still digesting it. But yes, one of my favorite stories was like his opening story where he was talking about JFK and how JFK talked about how he didn't experience the Great Depression. Like, I'm still digesting it, but that was one of my favorite stories when he shared that anecdote, and I was like, man, we are only experiencing what our psychology is allowing us. It was just mind blowing. It's mind blowing. Loved it. Well, I wouldn't say I loved it. It was a really good. That's what I'm saying. I'm still digesting it. It was a really good read. But yes, I have read it. Let's see. Nicole Jones said, I'm an emotional spender, so I have to get my mental together before I can seriously get on board. Yes, I'm an emotional spender too. Oh, I really hurt my wrist there. I'm an emotional spender too, which is the reason why I budget every single month before the month begins, because it was the only thing to help me to overcome my spending in the way that I was spending. So I highly recommend a budget, and I know it's going to sound crazy, but the less money that you have to work with, the easier it is to budget. especially if you're an emotional spender. I mean, you saw me just a few minutes like having a little bit of a meltdown because Teresa helped me figure out how to have my priorities together because I couldn't figure out if I wanted to get shoes or glasses. I was legitimately like, ooh, which one of these? I'm like, teeth, shoes, glasses. That is how much of an emotional spender I am, which is also the reason why I'm always checking in with my feelings. A lot of people think that that is just a useless exercise, but I know who I am, and I am a very emotional person, and like I was like, ooh, I don't know. My teeth, my glasses, these shoes I've been watching for a couple of weeks. And here's the thing, it's not because that decision is emotional, it's because I'm super emotional about making $20,000 and not being able to get a pair of shoes, right? Like, I'm like, excuse me, I made a bunch of money. I should be able to get whatever I want. Like, that is the emotion that's overwhelming me and causing and making it difficult for me to prioritize my teeth and my glasses. So 100% budgets were made for emotional spenders, okay? I'm an emotional spender. Let's see. Yes, okay, so that's all. That is our last question. Thank you guys so much. I deeply appreciate you supporting my work. You have more videos coming to you soon. I will talk to you all very soon. Happy budgeting. Bye. Why is my wrist hurting?